Do you truly know and understand your tech or IT? Well, if not, then who does? I'm sure it comes as no surprise that most people want to jump right in and focus on the newest, latest, and greatest tech. I get that. New is exciting. What if I told you that most organizations fail in their modernization and transformation efforts because while they're focusing on the new, they're essentially ignoring the realities of where they are today, therefore making it more difficult to be successful with the new. As unpopular as it may sound, it's critical that you begin your modernization and transformation journey by knowing and understanding what you have, where it's located, who's using it, and what it's connected to. Or in more simple terms, you need to know your tech baseline. If done right, you'll be prepared for a very successful modernization and transformation. With that in mind, here are some questions that your organization needs to not only ask, but also answer when establishing your tech baseline. Number one, what's the usable life? Or simply put, how long can we keep what we have before we need to decommission or upgrade it? This applies to all of your IT, from your systems, your equipment, your infrastructure, and even your software. Sometimes usable life for software is something like a paywall or a cap on licenses or the end of a service agreement. Knowing and understanding the usable life of all of your tech will help you make more strategic decisions, vice reactionary decisions, which carry significant risk and costs. Number two, what's the cost of simply keeping what we have or doing absolutely nothing? Now, in this instance, you want to think of costs as more than just financial or monetary. It's also things like resources, like time and people, as well as intangible things like the ease of use of a piece of equipment or a system or software, the frustration level of the organization around using this tech, and things like customer complaints and more. Think of the cost of a tool or a system that everyone hates and will do everything in their power not to use. There may not be a monetary cost, but there's definitely a cost there. Believe it or not, there are plenty of times where the cost of keeping what you have is actually greater than the cost of buying its replacement. This is true, especially when considering things like maintenance, process workarounds, complexity of onboarding new people and systems, and more. Number three, who are the stakeholders? If you don't want to use a business term, who are the people and systems that rely on this tech or use this tech? This is everything from users, customers, other systems, you name it, everything and everybody involved. Trust me, there's literally nothing worse than unplugging or decommissioning something, hearing a bunch of people scream about it, figuratively and literally, then realizing that you had no idea that those people had anything to do with what you just decommissioned or unplugged. While it may take a lot of time and effort to figure out all the stakeholders and the connections and associated tools and systems, it is more than well worth it. And it also beats the damage control you'll have to do if you don't do it. Lastly, number four, where's the tech located? You may or may not be surprised, but I've seen plenty of situations where a piece of equipment, or an entire system is supposed to be in a particular place. We go to this particular place to lay eyes on it, and it's not there. In fact, no one knows where it is. Let that one sink in for a minute. Think about the fact that you may be paying for the maintenance, insurance, and other associated costs for this missing tech, and you have no idea where it is, who's using it, what's connected to it, all of those questions and all of the things involved. Then think about the impacts when you go to upgrade an associated system, conduct an audit, or worse, you do a ton of work making plans to upgrade some sort of tech, and then you find out that you have no idea where it is. Think of all the time and money and everything wasted. Also consider that some of your tech may be in the cloud, and you may or may not even own that tech. I'll stop here for now, but check out our next video. We'll take the answers to these questions and then discuss how to go about actually creating your tech baseline.